say that you became plant-based because you read a box of Wheat Thins. Tell us that.
That's kind of the shortened version. Yeah. So basically I was living in New York City and I started to get really curious about the foods that I was eating, reading labels a lot, and noticed a lot of ingredients. I had no idea what they were, as I think a lot of people, now that's a super popular thing to do. This was like 12 years ago or so. And wanted to learn about it, really. So went down to Borders, walked, down to 84th Street to Borders Books, bought 10 books on food and nutrition and food politics and even politics of supermarkets. And what I learned, I just got pretty upset about, honestly. I was not happy with, it felt like a big secret, how the animal industry was and how the dairy industry was, and then just how bad they were for you, especially dairy. So I just didn't want to be a part of it. And I got, like I said, angry. So I didn't eat that way the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and I started to feel great. And because of that, I had turned vegan overnight, but the world around me hadn't.
Shocking.
I know. How rude. So I was going, I didn't know what to do. I was going to Subway and getting the Veggie Delights, and they're not too satisfying. Sorry, Subway. So I started cooking for myself. I had never cooked before, really. I mean, my mom and my sister always took care of all the cooking at holidays. My mom's a great cook. I was always in sports, so I was always on the go, not learning how to cook. But this forced me to learn, and I loved it. I would go to the farmer's market and just pick out all the beautiful produce and what can I do with this, and how can I make what my mom used to make for me vegan. And I messed up a lot. I learned a lot while doing that. But yeah, so that started my journey of just falling in love with cooking and wanting to make that a career.
Because you were in the financial world.
I was, yeah. I was working for a boutique investment firm down by Wall Street, and had my Series 7 and my 63, and was going to be a broker or work on the bond desk.
I don't know what Series 7 or 63 is, Stassi.
Well, basically so you could buy and sell, stocks and bonds and stuff. So I was trying to figure out how I could pair that life with my new passion, which was health and diet and food and veganism, and it just wasn't clicking really. So I ended up quitting. I loved the job, but I just, had this passion. So I ended up quitting and asking my boss at the time, or telling him my plan that I wanted to start a vegan food truck out back in Orange County, back home. And, he kind of just said, well, if you need any funding for that, let us know. There's some people here that, would believe in you. And that was huge to me, because it was,
yes.
I didn't know how I was going to get the money, and I didn't have money saved up. I spent all my money just to move to New York, so anyways, that was a big thing. So I went back home. I moved in with my dad. I think I'm 23 at this point, and spent every day at the coffee shop drawing up a business plan. And it was 50 pages. Everything was figured out and detailed. I did surveys over at Fashion Island, how much money do you spend on lunch, and
wow.
What kind of foods do you eat, and is price more important than health, and all those things.
So thank you so much for tuning in today. If we helped you in any way, then click the subscribe button and let's keep hanging out together. We have so much more to share with you.
And if you need more information on actually making the switch for good, please visit us at switchforgood.org for loads of info. And you can subscribe to our mailing list, where you will receive all sorts of super cool gifts, discount codes to our very fave dairy-free products, and a lifetime of powerful health tips.
So join us on the journey to switch for good. This is the future.